Yes, good morning, Senior 1.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, teacher.
Morning, teacher.
I can't hear.
Yeah.
Yes, good morning, Senior 1s.
Good morning,
Morning,
teacher.
teacher.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good morning, teacher.
We are
Fine.
fine.
Can you hear me very well?
Yes.
We can hear you very well. Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher, we can.
You can't hear me?
We
We
can
can.
hear you.
Oh, that's very good. Yes. Last time we looked at chapter 5, and this week we are going to look at chapter 6. Chapter 6.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Before that, before she starts screen sharing, last time you left us with an activity of maps, and okay, like I put them on my laptop. If you wouldn't mind, I would like to share it so that you can see. Like there were four people. However, I put three.
You first. Okay.
Since Agnes has just like sent it to me now, whereas Najwa, me and Ira like had done it.
Okay, share and we see.
It was actually disabled by the host.
Yeah, you are disabled by the host. Let me tell the host to enable you. Yes, before you share the work, you continue.
Yes.
Try to discuss the work before you share, as we are waiting for Mr. Namda to make you a host.
Okay. We just had a map. Okay, like we went through the Chwezi, the Baganda, and then you told us to draw a map of centralized states in East Africa. So different people handed. Okay, they were like we were like 4, including me, but then like one sorry, like one handed in today, so I could not like put it on my laptop. She just like handed in right now. Her name is Agnes Nabige. Then the other 3, me, Najwa, and Ira. Those are the ones that we are the ones that did that assignment.
I request that you find ways of sharing it here on the screen, such that you can be able to look at it. Then we go to the next chapter.
Yes. It still shows that it's on your host. It's on
Want to make
the host that
someone
can
else is
share
coming
the
to make
screen.
you the host such that we can share that work. We are waiting. Just give it just 1 minute. It's going. We are
Okay.
going to work. We are working upon it. Prepare the host here. 1 minute. We're going to share. Yes, my son, you can share the work.
My son, can you hear me?
Yes,
Can you
teacher, I
hear me?
can. Yes, teacher, I can.
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Okay, teacher, this was Ira's work, the map. Let me try to zoom it in.
Zoom it in such that other members can see it.
Yes, so this was the A is standing
Yes.
for Bunyoro, the B is for Toro, the C is for Buganda, the D is for Ankole, and the E is for Karagwe, and then the F is for Wanga.
And those are centralized kingdoms.
Yes, the centralized kingdoms. Then for mine,
yes,
mine was the blue was standing for the water bodies.
yes,
The green was standing for Ankole. The brown was standing for Karagwe. The red was standing for Teso. The black was standing for Bunyoro. Then this color right over here was standing for Wanga.
yes. Teso,
Then
you go on.
for Najwa was let me try to zoom it in first.
Yes.
She indicated on the map itself, this was Toro, Ankole, then Karagwe. That was all she did. She even drew the scale plus a compass direction, and also she drew the key.
Where is the title? You try to scroll the map upwards
Yes.
so that I can be able to see the title. Yes.
Yes.
Go to another house.
Okay. Those are all.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much. Asante sana. Asante sana.
Nyongeza tena. Asante sana.
Okay. Yes, I thank the discussant. My son, you can bring.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, you can leave the main screen now. Okay.
Yes, teacher, I've left it.
Okay, thank you very, very much. I thank those people who managed to do the work. I'm really very grateful with them. If we continue like this, we shall be able to achieve our objectives. I'm very happy. Then, as I told you, that today we are going to look at another chapter, that's chapter 6. So far we have finished 5 chapters. We have 9 chapters to cover. We're on chapter 6 now. Mm. Morning, how are you? Yes, 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 yes. That is our chapter. Are you seeing it?
Yes, teacher, we
Yes.
are.
Who can recognize for me those people? Olga,
The religious leaders.
the religious leaders. You can mention the people there you know.
The Shey.
You're seeing the Shay. Uh-huh.
The only person I can see, okay, the only person that I can mention the name who I know that
Archbishop.
Bishop.
is Muvaji.
Teacher,
The Archbishop Stanley
the
Tagali.
Archbishop Stanley Tagali
Tagali.
and think Chizito Luanga.
Bishop Chizito
Teacher,
Ranga.
let's see Predo Chizito
Teacher and that Catholic guy.
and Pastor Joseph Serrata.
But we want one person to talk at a go.
Pastor Sarah.
Me.
Mm. Yes, girls, let's continue. Are we there?
Yes, teacher, we are.
Yes,
Yes,
I want-
teacher.
let me choose someone here to take us through this area. Let me see. Let me see. Nabidier. Nabidier, take us
Good
through.
morning, teacher.
Good morning, how are you?
Fine.
Read that, take us through that work.
Okay. Keywords and learning outcomes.
No,
Keywords are the introduction.
start from the introduction.
Okay. After studying each chapter, you should be able to understand the influence of religions in East Africa. Learning about these religions makes you appreciate the origin of today's religious sects. The current religious disciplines we have in East Africa originated from Asia and Europe. These were Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, and Orthodox, among others. Before these came, there were African traditional religions that Africans respected a great deal.
Yes, I want you to, what have you understood from that, Nabi?
I have understood that most of these religions we have today are foreign. They're foreign religions.
They are foreign religions.
And that long time ago, people were mostly used to like African traditional religion. That's what most people knew. where these religions came.
Yes. I want another person to talk about it here. Who is this? Razia Nambwaso. What have you understood from this statement? Nambwaso Razia. Razia Nambwaso.
I have understood that most of the religions we have now are from teacher.
From where? Are from where? Razia, let me pick another person.
Which I have understood that all these religions have somewhere they started from, they did not start from here. And I have also understood that, like, here in Africa, we had a different religion. Our original religion was ATR. That's what I've understood.
Okay, next person. Next person.
Teacher, I've understood that the religions we have today were not from Africa and they originated from Europe and Asia. And the ones which we had back then, I don't see them here as much as we used to have them back then. So I understood.
Okay, thank you.
I understood that these religions, however much they were not even African and they were foreign, they affected so much of our culture and we threw it aside. Sorry, they affected so much of the African traditional religions we had in East Africa and we threw them away, replacing them with these foreign regions from Asia and Europe.
Okay. Yes, one more such that we can go to the next item on the agenda. Yes? Yes?
Teacher, from where I've understood that East Africa. Teacher, from where I've understood that East Africa has many religions. Some of them are Islamic, Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, and many others, which were brought by Europeans and people from Asia and replaced the former religions, ETR.
Okay. Let us have...
Teacher, what I have...
you have understood? Yes, tell me.
Teacher, what I have understood is that before the coming of the missionaries and the traders, there was a tradition that we used to follow back then. The African tradition that we used to respect so much before the coming of Christianity and Islam and the missionaries.
You're right. Let Namagembe Aisha take us through this, which is on the screen now. Namagembe, Aisha Namagembe. Take us through that work. Aisha Namagembe.
This African religion is a way of life in which ancestors were
Aisha Namagembe.
very bad and
Teacher, my name is there.
Yes. I'm not seeing this one as the voice is not for Aisha Namagembe.
I think he's an intruder.
An intruder, please. Let's remove Aisha Namagembe.
Aisha, it's Ken Nicholas. He's an intruder.
Just remove an intruder.
The hacker.
Okay, let me have another person. Let me check here, and I give you another person. Musmet has talked. Navid has talked. Let me see. Cherimo. This is Cherimo. Dorcas, please.
I read everything, the ancient religions and the ancestral worship.
Cherimo, Dorcas, go through the ancient religions in East Africa.
Okay, the ancient religions in East Africa. Traditional religion is a way of life in which ancestors are or were part of the major events such as a wedding, birth and death, as well as less important ones, such as getting a job and finishing university. During these events, an offering is usually made to honor, please and thank the ancestors. A cow, sheep, or chicken is slaughtered, and the ancestors are called to receive the offering and bless the gathering. Although traditional African religion recognizes a supreme God, the followers do not worship him or her directly, as they do not feel wealthy enough. They therefore ask the ancestors to communicate on their behalf. The supreme being is called upon in times of great hardship and need, like drought or an epidemic, which may threaten the entire community. The supreme being is the connection between two people and their environment.
Yes, thank you. What have you learned from that, Cherimo?
Teacher, first hold on.
Let me go to It is Babidia. Babidia, it is?
Yes, please, teacher.
What have you learned from that statement?
Teacher, please first.
Yes? Babidia. Nakaoya najua. Nakaoya najua.
Hanisha.
Eva.
We are not following.
Eva, go ahead.
What I learned.
Teacher, I have not understood anything.
Who is this?
Yes, okay, let the
Teacher,
others.
for me, what I learned. What I learned that many people used to sacrifice cows, sheep, as a piece of offering, like maybe to God. I don't know. I think so.
Okay. Yes, Nadine, pick another person now.
Okay, Bukenya Alia.
For me, what I've understood is that they actually did have one God. Okay, because they said they used to have a supreme God, but like they felt unworthy to approach him directly. So they used to have other gods that would like send the message to the main God.
Okay, so what I understood, apart from the God things, I understood that these people regarded getting a job and finishing university such a small thing, because they literally called it as well as less important ones, such as getting a job and finishing university, meaning it was really not that a point in those times to get a job and finish university.
Yes, and again, my question would be: did they have God? We have. Let me first put back my camera here. We have God. This God here, and we have this God here. Okay, there is God, this God, and God. Now, if I may ask, were African societies worshiping God, or they were worshiping this God?
They are
Excuse me,
worshipping the
teacher.
God with the small G.
The gods.
The one that is in small letters.
They were worshiping the God with the small letters. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Teacher, they were worshiping the God.
Teacher, can I say something?
Yes.
I got 180
Teacher, I think because I'm not sure, but in what they have talked about here, I feel like as if they had, I think they used to worship, like they had a God with capital G, but since they felt that they were unworthy, they used to.
And then I was given a demo link. You can and the demo comes with exactly
Teacher, those
Okay. Okay, yes. Let's speak Raihana Agnes. Yes.
Teacher, I think that they used to worship, in what they have said here, I think they used to worship a God with a big G, but the way they worshipped was that they couldn't reach God directly. They had to go through spirits and something about ancestors, according to what they said in this small paragraph. I think they used to worship a God with a big G.
Which God is that one with a big with a big
G?
Like
that way they say that supreme God. So I think that it's God.
Okay. Okay. Any other person? Let me see.
Yes, teacher. I think I agree with what Rihanna said, because it's clearly they told us that they had one supreme God. However, they added to him by asking other people just because they felt unworthy of him. So at first, I think they had one supreme God, then it turned into gods after they added the other people to help the ancestors and stuff to help them.
Okay.
Yes, please, teacher.
Yes. You can talk.
Wanted, you asked for a person to take us through the next ancestral worship.
So we have finalized with the upper one, and in that upper statement, we have agreed that traditional African religions, traditional Africans, they had ancestors, and they used to worship. And for that matter of worshiping, they wanted some to get some they could slaughter a sheep or chicken or anything to get blessing from their gods. That's what we have agreed, from their gods. So in that part there, we are still looking at smaller gods. Let's go to ancestral worship.
Yes, teacher.
Nation and region should be much in ancestor worship and this belief is extension for
I still have very many people talking.
Followers of traditional African religion believe that ancestors maintain a spiritual connection with their living relatives. In Buganda Kingdom, gods like Shivale, Dungu, Musoke, Chibuka, etc. were worshipped. The Chikuyu in Kenya believe that Ngai and Morungu as the main gods. In Tanzania, the Nyamwezi
The Nyamwezi, they believed in traditional religion before the arrival of Islam and Christianity. They believed in a powerful god called Lukube, in brackets high god, Limatunda, the creator, Limi, the sun, and Liwelolo, the universe. But ancestor worships are more frequent daily practice. Offerings of sheep or goats are made to ancestors and help the Lukube as invoked beforehand. Spirits also play an active role in Nyamwezi religious life, with Mfumu, witch doctors or diviners, playing the role of counselor and medical practitioner. Bulogi, witchcraft, is a powerful force in Nyamwezi culture. Witch cults forming around, for example, possession by certain types of spirits. Baswezi society recruits people possessed by the Swezi spirit in Tanzania. Most ancestral spirits are generally good and kind. The only negative action taken by ancestral spirits is to cause minor illness as a punishment to people who have been taken a wrong path. To please these unhappy ancestors, usually offerings of beer and meat were given.
Yes. Tell us anyone's statement, anything you have learned from that. Yes.
I have learned that these people who used to worship small gods, they had something like every god for something.
Okay. Let's go to another person.
I have learned that whenever the people used to make their gods unhappy, in order to please them, they would give them offerings of beer and meat.
Okay. Another person.
I have learned that the Nyamwezi culture were so full of gods, and they said that in this text that many gods were actually good, and sometimes they would bring minor illnesses to show you that you're in the wrong path. And so, in order to please these people, these gods, they used to offer meat and beer.
Yes, Sauda Namagembe.
I have understood that in Uganda we had many gods whereby they believed they thought that this one could make the rain to fall, this one is the what could provide the food. I think like that.
Nasozi Mariam. Mariam Nasozi. Nasozi Mariam, please. Nasozi Mariam. Nasozi Mariam, we are not hearing you. Yes, Nasozi Mariam.
Would vanish.
Good morning.
Teacher, I've learned that the God. Good morning, teacher.
Good morning. How are you, Mariam?
Teacher, I'm fine, teacher.
Yes? Yeah, okay. Move
I've
on.
learned that the gods could punish those who take a wrong path
That's what you
by
have learned.
causing a minor illness.
By causing a minor illness. Let's go to Akampumuza Favor. Akampumuza Favor.
What I could say that these people used to respect their own gods. And for example, like when they could create a god of like rain, and then like when one person Noah goes and prays and then something happens and then they start believing in those gods and then they think that their gods are still working. That's what I think.
Thank you. Nachiyingi Bushira.
I've learned that these gods only want to be worshipped alone, not adding them on any other god.
Yes. Lina ainaitwe. Lina ainaitwe. Alinaitwe Lina.
Teacher, I learned that they had supreme gods, but they still worship their ancestors.
Yes, Queen. Queen.
Teacher, I've learned that all those gods they are worshiping were just fake.
We are just fake. That's what you have learned.
Yeah. Yes, because they will change every time.
Yes, I have another person here. Yes, what have you learned?
I've learned that the Kikuyu in Kenya had only two main gods, and that was Ngai and Mulungu.
Okay, thank you. Now, members, let me see some other people here.
Teacher, for me, I've learned that the Baganda had their gods, the Shikuyu had their gods, and the Nyamwezi had their gods, of which they respected them so much.
Okay.
Teacher, for me, I've learned that. Teacher, putting both these parts together, I have learned that they had no supreme god. So I disagree with Rihanna and Najinda. I disagree with them. I say they had no supreme god because they used to already take their ancestors in everything they do. And they used to treasure their ancestors a lot. How can you give someone wine and beer? Seriously.
This one is Marion Margaret.
Teacher, me, I've learned that the people long ago used to worship their gods. So when the missionaries came and brought up Christianity and Islam, that's when they got to know God. Yeah.
Okay, Nisha. Nisha.
Teacher, for me, I've learned that this, okay, like they would that they would use a lot of witchcraft, meaning that they didn't have one god, because we all know witchcraft is not for God. So they did not serve God. They did not have a supreme God. That's what I've learned.
What about Rubega? Rubega. Saifa. Rubega.
I've learned that.
Teacher.
Yes.
This is Nisha.
Nisha, Nisha, go on.
Teacher, I think these guys, like their supreme god, I think like they had like an overall god that they used to like worship, and then like they would have another like small gods. Like I think their gods were in levels. Like they have a higher god, then the god that is next to the higher god, and the next god. That's what I think.
Okay, now members, I want to ask you one question. Do we agree that those people had God, they worshipped God? Yes?
Yes.
We agree?
Yes.
Okay, if we agree.
Yes, they had one god, then the ancestors, which like they were scared to be, okay, like how Nisha explained it. There was a higher god for them, but then they added on to him.
Okay. Now let's go to the next. Let's move to this. Let us answer. Look at those questions. Then we get answers for them. Raise your hand. Read the questions. Then put up your hand. I'm going to pick.
So there's any traditional religion you have heard of? Ever heard of Muslim?
Yes.
Teacher, I've heard that on the events, like any event, they would slaughter a goat or something and they give offering to their gods.
I wanted you to answer question question one. Suggest any tradition religion you have heard of. That's what I wanted you to focus and give me answer for that. The people I'm picking now. Yes.
The only, for question number one, the only traditional religion I've ever heard of was ATR, African traditional religion.
African traditional religion. When we go up here, when you go up here, among the Nyamwezi, when you read, you look through this area, what do you see? Which answer can you pick from there? Okay? Okay?
Yes, teacher.
Are you seeing where I'm trying to put the cursor around? Where I'm putting the cursor around?
I can see like the Chikuyu had different gods. The Baganda also had different gods. Like each sector had different gods, and in each sector there were many different gods.
Okay, let me pick here Navidi.
Teacher, I think I see in the paragraph you showed us, I think I see the Baswezi.
As a religion, another one?
Yes. That's the one I see.
Okay. Agaba, Franklin, please. Franklin.
Judaism.
Okay, thank you. Correct. This one is Owini. Okay.
Teacher, witchcraft.
Witchcraft. Okay, thank you. Then favor. Favor.
Yes.
Tell us the religion you have ever heard of in African tradition.
Olubale.
Lubale.
Yes.
What is Lubale?
Don't really know.
You don't know. Let me go to Musumenta.
They are from saying my answer.
I'm going to next person is this one talking. Tell us your name, but your piece.
Walumbe.
Walumbe. You can tell me the one that you have ever had in at your home or your places where those ones are also part of this traditional religions. Yes?
From I've ever heard of Omukama Bisaka.
Omukama Bisaka.
In Bunyoro. Yes, also. Yes.
Hey. Thank you very much. Yes, you tell me the one, not necessarily what appears here on the screen, but you can as well tell me what you hear from the society, wherever, about the religion, African tradition, the worshiping of God in African way, not the other Western way, but African way. Yes, Amila?
Dungu.
Dungu. Yes. And the Dungu is for what? If you know. Nachimela, Dungu is for what? Yes?
Teacher, I don't know about Dungu, but I don't know about Dungu, but I was just contributing that juju.
That juju?
Yes.
Okay, let me go to Asha Namagembe. She's back here. I wanted to know about Asha Namagembe. Asha Namagembe. The floor is yours. Asha Namagembe.
What about Mukasa?
Mukasa is also Mukasa. You have ever heard about Mukasa?
Yes. Teacher, what about Chiwanuka?
Oh, those ones, but those ones, yes, Chiwanuka. Those are smaller gods. Okay. Members.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
What about the Rastas?
Rastas, eh?
Yeah.
Rastafaria.
Yeah.
What could you say about the Rastafaria?
It's like they have their own religion. They have this thing of Jaja God, those kind of stuff.
Where did it originate from?
Jamaica.
Jamaica. Not Ethiopia. Huh?
Yeah.
Jamaica.
Yes.
Okay, that is a belief which originated by Rasta. Rasta, the word Rasta, it is, if I can bring back the screen here, the word Rasta, which I have talked about, Ras, this word means governor. Then Rasta, there is Tafari. Tafari. Then when you add it once, you get Rasta. Rastafari. I'll write in that letter. Yeah? You get Rasta, Rastafari. And this is the governor. His name was Tafari. This was an emperor in Ethiopia who was exiled to Jamaica. And when he reached in Jamaica, he began not shaving off anything on his body. And that's why you see them, they have dreads. So, but that was a belief which was not, they never wanted to believe in Western culture. Western culture, religion, everything. So for them, they were two Africans, and therefore they wanted to live Africans. So you can make it a religion, a belief, but it doesn't go beyond that. The Rastafari. So we can leave it out. It was a belief which was looking for something different. Okay? Girls, have you heard? You have heard, eh?
Yes.
So let's leave Rastafari. Let us not put it under religion. Okay, let's go to the next
Question number 2.
to our question number 2. Yes, question number 2. In your question number 2, members, yes, I have seen here the hands. Let me pick. Yes, Raihana Tomsange.
Teacher, it's Rana. But my concern was on number 1. You the question says suggest any traditional religion you've heard of, but people were giving names of, I think, small gods.
Yes.
Yes, they were giving names of small gods instead of the religion.
What religions are there apart from the ATR?
And for you, what could you think could be the, you want to take us through, take us such that we correct you very well. What is your take?
The answer, the only answer that I had, because the only traditional religion I know is ATR. So
African tradition.
Yes. So I'm asking if there are any other traditional religions that
Africa. Any other traditional religion?
That
yes.
That were there.
Yes. I wanted to correct you,
Yes.
Raihana Tomusange, their answers were correct because according to that question and the answers we needed were subjective answers. So when someone mentioned the Mukasa, another one mentioned the, is it Dungu, altogether, all those are under African traditional religion. So they were trying to come up with examples. The big religion one mentioned it, African traditional religion. I think you had it. Then
No,
you had
teacher,
yes.
When they mentioned the names, when they mentioned that, are the names, were those names of like the religions, the traditional religions, or were they names of the small gods?
Those were names of the small god, as you say.
It's like saying, if it's like asking, mention one religion you've heard of, and someone says Jesus. If I'm interpreting this well, because
are you seeing? I wanted to share with you.
Yes.
Something which I have here. On that question there, we don't have a specific answer which the learner is supposed to stick on and mention one like African traditional religion. You can mention anything which is connected to religion of God altogether, as long as it is ATR, African tradition. You get my point, eh?
Yes.
So if you could be able to see, I don't know, because here I'm having the guide, and according to the guide we are following, or we have, the answers there are subjective. Altogether, if the answer is connected to ATR, African traditional religion, we mark that answer correct. If someone had said Jesus, we could say no altogether. But when someone mentions Mukasa, which you have ever heard of, and for her, she had Mukasa, Wenyanja, where they prayed to Mukasa to give them blessing as they are carrying out their fishing activity. So those are small gods. And whenever they bring those small Mukasa, Wati, Ruhanga, they are in the line with the answer. Are you getting me right, Hannah?
Yes, teacher.
As long as they don't go outside African traditional religion. But when they are in African traditional religion, they can mention any person. Someone mentioned Visaka. For example, Visaka, what is the religion for Visaka? Or Wobusobozi? Have you ever heard about him?
No.
Yeah, that is the religion where people worship and that their God is alive. Now the God died, and they have now put there another God. I think 1 week back, they have another God.
Yes.
And they are worshiping that God, and that is their religion. So when you mention a person altogether, you get the answer. But still, when I take you back to what we are looking at here, I try to pinpoint this area here. When we follow what we had gone through, I try to in Buganda kingdom, gods like Rubale, Dungu, Musoke, Chibuka, Nyamwezi believed in traditional religion before the arrival of Islam and Christianity. They believed in powerful gods called Likube, Limatunda, Creator, Limi, the Sun, Luel. So even if you mention these ones that you have ever heard of, you are still in the same line with the answer we want. All together? Right, Hannah?
Yes, teacher.
Are you trying to get me correct?
Yes.
So here on this question, suggest any traditional religion you have heard of. You mention any tradition, whether you had a person, where you had, because it is still a religion. All together?
Yes.
I expected people to tell me Pastor Kakande. Is it Pastor Kakande? Because some of those people call themselves prophet. And when someone calls himself prophet, meaning for the person has heard of that kind of. Altogether?
Yes.
But they could not mention because for them they are in the line of Jesus. Are we there?
Teacher, say if someone put that as an answer, you'd still mark them right.
Which one?
The Pastor Kaka.
There are some pastors which do not, I don't know, I don't want to go into the pastors who are here now, because when the pastors are following Jesus, that means those pastors are under Jesus and they are not ATR. But when you have some pastors who follow Mukasa, Dungu, Rubale, Ruhanga, you get it?
Yes.
There we shall say, now those ones are in ATR. Are we there? So question 2. I want to pick people for question 2. If you're answering question 2, I'm picking you. Question 2.
Mine was for question 1.
You want to leave?
Just wanted to know.
Yes, okay.
I just wanted to know if those small gods are still alive, like Mukasa, Musoke, Chibuka. Are they still existing? Or
anyone to answer that person? I want a person to answer a Simwe.
Okay, teacher. Christine, I think that they are not there because they didn't even exist in the beginning, or if they do exist, they are not good. I personally think that they are demons. So yeah, maybe they exist, but when they are no longer using those titles as Mukasa, blah blah blah, now instead they're in the witchcraft sector.
Any person, we are answering Asimuel's question. Nansamba, we are answering Asimuel's question.
Teacher, I was saying that I think they are still alive, but people rarely use them. There are some who use them, but they aren't many. I think they are still alive, something like that. People still use them, but majorly people focus on these religions which came after. So that's my opinion. Thank you.
That's your opinion.
Okay,
Yes.
Teacher, I think that these gods really never, okay, according to what I believe in, I feel that these gods really never existed. It was just people that created some idols and used to worship and just, okay, like God just gave it to them, and they used to believe that their God used to give it to them, but when they never really even existed.
They are worshiping demons, teacher.
Today, the person is asking that, are those gods still there?
We don't know, but I think they are.
Hey, who says they are not there?
Actually, I said they are not there.
Yeah, I think they are not there.
They are
not there. They are not there.
Yes.
Yes, they are not.
I wanted a vote on that one.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Me, I think there were people that were taken as God, like maybe that person was called Mukasa, and like that person was like worshipped like during that time. Maybe like God of something, our God of rain, our God of what, something like that. But then I think the person died, that those people died, then they replaced them with the God.
First wait, before you answer, I want to get something here on the screen. I share it on the screen via that. Let me try to share something on the screen, such as that. I want to put something here.
Close that.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
I think those gods are still there. Just because, like, there is this place where I visited. They used to put for them tea and like pure tea, and then they could find it halfway. So I just believed, but it was a bit so confusing, but it was really like true. So I think they are still there.
They're still there.
So it's possible when you put for them tea, a poor person just comes and drinks it. It doesn't necessarily mean they're the ones that drank it.
The ones who went and people told you that
Excuse me, teacher.
That's exactly what I wanted to say.
You asked us if we think those goods are still there.
Yes.
And my answer is yes. Because, okay, like they are still there, but in their demons. Okay, like even in America right now, there are people worshipping. Okay, they're in their own religion, this thing of Illuminati, worshipping Beyonce as their queen. And like I watched a video on TikTok. where they said Beyonce is a demon.
Now,
And like,
You're not supposed to believe everything people say.
Now, I want this, you know, this lady I'm trying to play on the screen. It's Mama Fina.
Tuzze wano
You see that woman
ku
there?
summit abantu we bakuŋŋaanidde okulondamu ddala abantu abali obubi babakuŋŋaanye neeyambisiza bakyama neeyambisiza bakansala banoonye abantu abali obubi tusobole obbayamba. Mulimu n'abali obubi abatasobola ate kutambula kujja wano betusookeddeko mu maka gaabwe ne tusobola obbawa obuyambi. Ate era nsuubira n'enkya ewiikendi yonna tujja kuba tugaba nga tutambula mu byalo ebindiraanye. Essente n'amatooke enkota 3. Ekintandika okuteekako ssente nti omuntu olwaliro omuwa akawunga omuwa omuceere naye ng'amanda.
Okay. Members, are you there?
Yes, teacher.
Yes,
you know that lady? You know that lady?
Yes.
What is her name?
Mama Fina.
Mama Fina.
She's Mama Fina.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, if she's Mama Fina, what do you know about Mama Fina?
She's a witch doctor. Not a god.
Not a what?
Well, I'm not sure, but I hear that she's
doctor. Yes?
I'm not sure about it.
No, not a god.
Me, what I hear is that she's a powerful witch doctor.
She's a witch doctor. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, if I may ask, which part is that in Christianity or in African traditional religion?
African traditional religion.
Okay. Now, I don't have time to Google and get talk about Bisaka, but someone talked about Bisaka or Wobusozi. Is he not there?
He is dead. He is dead.
But he is dead.
That is alive and
But
then that's a lie. That's even
yes.
And proves that these are not really gods. How can a god die? How can God die?
Yes, it's exactly what I was saying.
And they even replaced with another god. This really proves that it's not really God.
Auntie, that is your belief as you. But are you getting it?
Teacher, so that goes back to your question of
if he gets COVID and dies.
My son.
Yes.
Teacher, so I think this goes back to your question if this God still exists. So let's use an example of Mama Fina. If she dies today, because maybe I believe there's people that worship her or something like that. If she dies today, someone will have to like step in her shoes and take over her. Yes. So that's why I say those gods of Musakas don't exist anymore. Because I think they died and there's people that took over their places. They're the ones being worshipped if they're still alive.
So our answer would be
they would have the
those gods are still there. The small gods, yes. Our answer would be those ones are still what? Are still there, isn't it?
Yes, but
okay,
teacher.
Let's go. Yes.
Like I wanted to say something about that man Bisaka. They say that like when he died, those people believe that he has not yet died, he's just resting, and they just preserved his body so that people can go there and look at his body.
But we have believed that Bisaka, the smaller gods, are still there, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Our question is, in your opinion, are traditional religions important compared to religions linked to the supreme God? Let us answer that. Yes?
In my opinion, I think that they're like our traditional religions important. No, I feel like the traditional religions are not important compared to the religions that are linked to the supreme God. And I would support my answer by saying
is that these guys, the ones in tradition, their gods, if they really were God, their gods would have power over life and death, and of which they don't, because even the gods themselves die, meaning they're literally serving almost their equal. And then that religions linked to the supreme God, we believe that our God has life over power, so it has power over life and death.
Okay, thank you. Now let us hear from Najuma. Amal.
Teacher, what I think about those gods, it's like in India, they have these gods that they worship, the god of life, the god of the dead. So if now like it is replaced by like Christianity in India, still those gods will stay, because some people won't worship the Anglicans, so they will stay on their sides. So meaning here, there are people who still worship those gods.
So they are important.
Like if they like they still worship them, because if the missionaries brought this Christianity and Islamity of everything, some people won't like believe it. They'll stay on their side, because the world can never be one. There will always be oppositions.
So we need them.
I think the gods are still there. People who still worship them, because I've heard a lot about those things.
Yes, we have that one. We have agreed there. But now, what we want to know: are they important compared to the one linked to the supreme God?
No, they are not. They are not important. Because, like you, in my opinion, someone said that they feed them tea and then they find a half cup. If God gives you that tea, you don't give that tea to God. So I think that it's not that they're not important as the supreme God in heaven.
Okay, another person.
Teacher, what I think about the gods, since you say that we have discussed and we finally came out with an answer that they really do exist, and there are people that worship them. So I think, according to them, not according to me, according to them, I think they are important to them because they help them get what they want.
So they are important.
Yes, and for Mama Fina, it helps her get her money.
Her money, and she even gives out money. You have seen the way she was fishing out.
Yes.
Any other person?
Teacher.
Yes.
Like what you talked about, Mama Fina, I think that's okay. Yeah, to them, like my son said, I think it is important to them because those people that Mama Fina helps, I'm very sure they're like, we should join her and be like her, because they see that wherever she is, that the money comes in a lot, but people don't like mostly worshiping God, because God, like things of God, you have to be patient. But for those things, you just have to bring something in exchange and then they'll give you what you want. So I think even attracts more people.
So they are important.
Yes, to them.
Compared to the supreme God. Okay. Next person. Yes.
I think according to me, they are not important.
Yes.
Because in the Bible it says, among the 10 commandments, do not make any other God but me. And first of all, these gods, they're like, if you look around and you ever wonder, they did not create anything on this earth. They did not, maybe these stories of how they bewitch people and what. But apart from that, I don't think they're important. The past is the past.
Another person?
Teacher, excuse me, teacher. I want to defend my answer.
Okay.
Teacher, it's like Mama, of course, Mama Fina is in those witchcrafts and everything. She serves money, it's true. But God, I think it's God who gives her that money to help the other people, but not that small God. Where does that small God come from? Like, that small God is made. People make that small God. But then Mama Fina, like, of course, she bewitches, like, she cures people, then she gets that money. But that money is given to her by the Lord in heaven to help other people, but not those small gods.
Next
so they're not
person.
even important.
Next person.
Okay, yes, like what Amal said, that's what we believe, but what they believe is also important to like them. That's what I was trying to say, that they are not important to like what, like me, they are not important to me because I believe in Allah and it's a sin to like worship another God, but then to them, it's like important because it's what they believe in. However, we believe that that it's the God from heaven that gives them that money. But according to them, it's like their God that gives them that money. So they are important to them, but then to us, okay, to me specifically, they are not.
Okay, to this one, let me hear to this one, it be important to Hosanna, Elma. Hosanna, Elma, what are you saying? Hosanna, Elma. Nachimera, first.
Good morning,
Hosanna.
teacher.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine, teacher. I wanted to comment about, okay, whether they were true or not, but we went to the next thing.
Hey, sorry, we did not see you. Well, we apologize. Okay, you submit your comment such that it remains on the floor.
Okay, me, I think like some of the gods were just like people made them in their head, some of those traditional gods, and then others like Mama Fina and that Bisaka. For them, they are alive, but they are what? They are okay. They are alive, but they are small gods. Then the other ones, people just made them up in their heads. I think like Mukasa. Okay, I think because someone may just come out, but we have our God. Not like those guys who worship on this tree here. They say they are gods, but like no one has ever seen them or heard them. So I think some of the traditional gods, people made them up in their brains and believe them. Then others are like alive and they're like human beings.
Okay, yes, let's go to question 3 because time is not our. Okay, let me first, before we go to question 3, let's listen to this person. Yes.
I'm saying the conclusion of question 2.
Okay, the conclusion of question 2, members, I cannot decide for you whether the traditional religions are important compared to religions linked to the Supreme God. It requires the vote people pick, and we get to, the people who win will take it all. So, but me as a person, I cannot come and tell you that these ones are more important than the other gods. No, I think you are seeing even our answer there. We are telling you that it's subjective. Okay, let's look at question 3. Members, question 3.
Teacher, I would like to give a submission on question 3.
Yes.
A supreme God normally has many names. Like in Islam, they have Allah, they call him other names. But ancestral gods, each god commonly has one name, like Mukasa. Mukasa never had another name.
Next person.
Teacher, I have a question on what she said. That in Islam we call Allah other names. I did not get it quite well.
Let her repeat for you. Please, could you repeat? Request her to repeat for you.
Yes, please.
No. What? Like Muslims, Allah has 99 names.
Oh, yeah. Now I get it.
But I don't know if Jesus has other names. So
Now I get it. Though what you said, the names Allah has are more of description of what He is.
but they are still names.
What about Jesus? They call him the Lord. These are what?
Yes.
Someone has told me that
He
he's
also has
called
other names.
Isaiah.
Yes, the Messiah.
Messiah.
Excuse me. Let me pick this one. Karungi, Shiba. Shiba.
Yeah.
Yes.
For me, I think that ancestral gods, like there are many, and they work, like they punish, and there are many people can believe in very many different gods, but all I know, like Muslims and Christians, we all believe in the same God, like it's the same person, the creator. Yeah.
Even different names.
Okay, what about Margaret? Margaret.
Yes, teacher.
Yes, talk Margaret.
Teacher, I wanted to give some opinion on the relationship between the many gods and the
There
supreme
is a
God.
chat here, please. Could you help and go through this chat, Najinda? Huh?
Yes, teacher.
Let us go through this chat. Allah has 99 names.
The chat.
The chat.
Oh, okay. I don't know all of them, but then I only know Rahman, Rahim, Al-Malik, Al-Qudus, Al-Jabbar, Al-Mu'minu. Okay, I'm not giving them in their right order.
Read for me this statement of Mukoda. Pola, yes.
Okay, Mukoda Pola. There is Mukoda Pola. I'm not seeing any statement.
The chat room.
And the chat room. If she's there,
She
can
wrote.
come and
I'm only seeing Mukoda Rehana's statement.
Is she there to come and defend her statement? Talk about her statement here.
Let me try to unmute her. Let her put up her hand, because I'm not.
Maybe she's out of the class. Okay.
Yes.
Members, you can look through that chat, and the time is not our ally. Let's go through. Let me get past. These are the answers for question 3. Table comparing God and God and God. God with big G and God with small g. Singular. This one is ancestral God made it. Written in uppercase and written in lowercase. Overall creator. Supreme God is overall creator. Subset of God. Normally has many names. Each God commonly has only one name. God is certain. God is through speculation. He is knowable and rational, not knowable and not visible. These are small gods. So this side is the ATR, African traditional religion. Then this side is the part of the Supreme God. Okay? Are you seeing that? That I'm displaying girls. Huh? Girls, have you seen what I'm displaying there? Hello? Girls?
Yes, teacher.
Have you seen that one that I've displayed on the screen?
Yes.
Those are the answers you can copy for question 3. Question 3, these are the answers. This one, you remember we said they were subjective. Those who mentioned the Mukasa, Bisaka, Ruhanga here. Then when we came on this question, in your opinion, a traditional religion important compared to the religions linked to the Supreme God, then you would compare what is important. Here we have compared which one is important. And here it was also subjective. I could not say that the traditional religions are more important, or they are not important. So that was your own opinion according to your presentation. Any answer you put there, if it is in line with important compared to this, that answer is correct. Okay? Then, so you note down, write this work in your book. Here, here, and here. Oh, this table. You can add on more if you have. Next time when I come back, we shall first share that one of you, like 10 of you, will share for me the answers over here, the answers over here, and the answers over here, which are already here. Maybe we would have added on some other. Then we shall move to the next, which is foreign religions in East Africa. Any question, members? Any question? Any question? Let me pick. Members, any question?
No, teacher.
Any question?
No.
Have you understood my instructions?
Yes, teacher.
You are copying this work in your book, this question in your books, and put there the answers and this one. And I'll have 10 people to present next week before we go on to the next subtopic.
Excuse me, teacher.
Yes.
Okay, teacher.
Teacher, there is a person who gave an answer on number 2. Like she said that traditional gods, they don't have like an option on a person's life, like death or what, but they can bewitch you and you die. And she said that like when
and we have instances where people have died because they have been bewitched by tradition or whatever, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I want 10 people to present. We are talking, girls. Someone was talking.
It was me. It was like I was telling that person that they can bewitch you and you die.
It is correct. They can bewitch you and you die.
She said her answer is correct, yet they can do that and you die.
Yes.
That's all.
Okay. So you will present the answers of this in writing in your book, and you present the way you are presented. Najinda, are you there? My son.
Yes, teacher, I am.
They have to share that work with you, such that we can put it on the screen here before we go on to the next subtopic of next week. Eh?
The activity or?
Not yet. The activity is still far. We are still going through this.
Just the research they have made.
They are putting this work in the book. They have books.
Okay.
They have known the answers. This and this. Eh? So they are putting it down in their books. Eh?
Yes.
And next week I'll be looking like 10 books where people have written down the work. Eh?
Yes.
Before that, then we shall go to the next topic. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much. You can have a nice week.
Thank you, teacher, for the lesson.
Okay.
Nice break.
Likewise. I'm fasting.